everyone, welcome back to Cage Free Moto. Not a lot of plans today. I'm just going out and filling up the motorcycle, although tomorrow I'm planning to go on a nice ride, leave early in the morning, so let's make sure it's all filled up. But man, I haven't ridden in about 2 weeks. I was out traveling, and just so nice to be back and on two wheels. The Road King's dirty. Last time I rode it was on the Polka Run, which I have a video on. You can go to the description if you're interested in my first Polka Run. I'll have a link there for it. And it rained that day. For any of you that's been following me, you'll know that. And it's just has water drops all over it. So I need to clean it up. Still has bugs on it. Been sitting in the garage for 2 weeks. So just check the tire pressure, made sure we're good to go, and started right up, and here we are. Gonna fill it up and planning to go on a nice ride tomorrow. I have a few ideas in my head. I'm not even sure where I'm going tomorrow. Kind of settling on one, but we'll see. Man, look at those gas prices here. $4.89 and 9/10, minus basically $4.90 a gallon, and that's for high octane. It's 91 here. So what's the gas prices where you're at? This is a bit ridiculous. All right, all filled up. $19.16 for just under 4 gallons. My goodness. You know, when I posted my video about Heritage or a Road King, I kind of told my story of how I came up to making a decision on these two motorcycles. And you know, some of the comments I've seen is about weight, and I just have to say that they are heavy bikes and it's something to consider. And I've had people tell me in person is like, oh, you know, those are just too heavy. They don't, hard to maneuver. And I don't know. I mean, if you're comparing it to a sports bike, I guess. But what I'm trying to get at is I really don't have any problems. And a lot of people obviously don't, because they ride them. Look at this. Left turn. It was pretty easy. On slow maneuvers, they're so well balanced. No problems. Some people say that it's not flickable. Some people have told me that they're just not light enough for them to make quick maneuvers on, and I think once you practice you can. You know, and you see people look at like left, right. I mean, I'm sure if I push down far enough I can scrape the floorboards. If something happens, you just, you know, it's all about your technique. And by no means am I perfect. I still need to practice. This isn't for beginner riders, or, you know, someone I guess is just not really interested in these. I don't know, they're just people that just don't like bigger, heavier motorcycles. This is a touring frame. But just if you feel like, man, I really would like to get one, but I don't know if I can handle it, you can. Just take your time, practice. If you have a friend that's willing to let you take theirs around the block or something, I think you would be surprised. Look at, I'm going 5. I haven't even put my foot down yet. There. So I came from a Vulcan 900, and that was about 700, just over 700 pounds. Some people would say that's a heavy bike too, and I guess it is. But I mean, it just depends. What are you comparing to? I mean, if you're comparing to something like a 250 or 300 or some light sports bike, then sure, it's a heavy bike. These bikes are meant to be smooth and comfortable and long road trips. And with the weight that it does have, you know, it handles the crosswinds very well. I just went on a road trip to Southern California, another video I need to edit and put out. And it was great. See, I'm pushing to the left. Woo. It was fine. So I bought this officially the last month of May is when I did the paperwork, but I didn't get it delivered till, I'm sorry, the last day of April is when I finished the paperwork. So in May is when I first had this motorcycle in my garage. I had it delivered, and again, I want to say I'm not perfect. I mean, if you get a 1,000 people, 1,000 eyeballs looking at your riding, there's always going to be constructive criticism. There's always things you can do better. But what I'm getting at is, from the Vulcan 900 to this, it was good. I find this to be much more comfortable because it's a bigger bike. I think it totally makes sense to buy a motorcycle that you feel you can handle at your skill level, 100%, without a doubt. Once you've gotten some experience under your belt and you start realizing what it is you want to ride or how you want to ride, meaning long road trips or just go out with friends on the weekends on some twisty roads, and then you may want to get an upgraded or different motorcycle that would meet those needs. And maybe this kind of motorcycle isn't for you. Right. I'm thinking about grilling today. So since today this is just a short ride, getting some gas, stop by at our local butcher shop here in Brentwood, California. It's called Brentwood Fine Meat. They're much better than what you can get at a grocery store, in my opinion. Never been disappointed on whatever I get here and I grill. I don't have a mask, so hopefully they don't mind me wearing my helmet. Good charcoal too. I'm looking for New York steaks, 4 of them. Yeah, but they have quite a bit of meat here. If none of you have tried air chilled chicken, I recommend it. I never tried this brand, but I've tried them. It really, really is an enhanced flavor of chicken. They have all kinds of marinated meat here as well. All kinds of marinated meat. Get some garlic bread. Give it a shot.
Okay, anything else?
I'm gonna get this also.
Alright, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, take care. And it's so nice having bags. It does feel a little weird talking to myself. I have people looking at me either because I'm talking to myself or I'm wearing a helmet in the store, but no one says anything. Why would they? It's another thing nice about having a big motorcycle like this. You got your bags on the side, put stuff in it. There's my steaks I'm gonna grill. Fits easily. I got all my camera gear on the other bag. It's just so much nicer. All right, nothing like an illegal left turn. Doing it nice and slow. So back to our conversation. As long as you're looking to what you want at your skill level and what you think you're gonna do on a motorcycle, going on long road trips or just the twisties or around town. I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of riding styles. There's all kinds of motorcycles. I think it's you know, when you hear people saying, "Oh, look, why are you getting a motorcycle past your skill level? Some people don't learn. You got a heavy motorcycle," and it was that person's decision. If you get a smaller bike, that was your decision, and it's going to be comfortable and easier for you. Great. If you get something that's a little bigger, but you think you can handle it, and you're going to take your time, great. Nobody's perfect. We're all learning. When I first started riding very many years ago, and then I stopped, I really never took any safety classes. I didn't even wear gear all the time, not even a helmet. It wasn't legal in California at the time. And I'd be at a red light like this, and I think I had my wheel turned or something. I don't know what I did, but somehow gave it too much gas and slid through the intersection. I mean, you know, I kind of learned the hard way on things. And when I re-entered, I definitely didn't want to have mistakes that I did back then. So I took a safety course and watched safety videos and go practice on parking lots. So someone making a judgment on you and your decisions, and they don't really know you and your mindset and where you are and the things you want to do to grow into a bike, or I really wouldn't listen to it. I have heard people saying they've gotten the wrong bike because they listen to people too much. I think it's good to take advice and process it yourself and then figure out what's good for you. I can say for me, I'm happy. I have zero disappointments in getting my Road King. I'm very happy with it. Was I concerned about the weight? Sure. But I knew it was the right motorcycle for me because I wanted to go on road trips. And I'm a bigger guy. So the frame is good for me. And I've said it before in other videos, when I first bought this motorcycle, which the dealer was an hour and a half from me, I had it delivered because I wasn't ready to ride it all that way. So again, up to you, your decision. I knew I was getting a heavier motorcycle. I wanted to be safe about it. I had it delivered and started riding it slow, just around my neighborhood, right outside my neighborhood. And since I wasn't a very green re-entry rider, I should say, I kind of stepped through it fairly quickly than I did when I was on the Vulcan 900. Just like they say, ride your ride. Well, pick your ride. We take classes. We do what we think to learn and become better riders. Gotta use that same thing when you make a decision on a motorcycle. And I don't think you can knock someone for getting something that's probably too small or too big, because maybe we just don't know enough about them on why they made that decision. So at the end of the day, you have to live with your own decision and own it. And if you figure out that, well, this bike's too heavy for me, I can't handle it, I don't want to ride it, then, you know, I wouldn't give up. Maybe it isn't the right bike, and no one's going to judge you for how you came up to that decision. We're human. We make mistakes. And it doesn't really matter if the bike's too big or too small or whatever. If you end up figuring out that, oh, it's too big or too fast, I can't ride it, I'm scared to ride it, that's okay. I would listen to your gut about that and, you know, sell it. Hopefully you're in the motorcycle right where you can get rid of it and, you know, make the change needed to where you are. Who cares what other people think? So many people are always looking at us, and everyone makes judgment calls, and there's no way you can please everyone. Just look at people on YouTube. Look at my videos, how many comments I get, which I have to say, the majority of them are all positive. There's very few that are, you know, critical, but, you know, there's people that just put don't like. I'm not going to sit there and figure out why they dislike my video. Maybe it wasn't for them. That's fine. So there's no way you're going to please everybody. You got to please yourself. Be you. Be the best you that you can be. Make the best decision for you. Live with that decision and pivot if you have to pivot. That's what it comes down to. Do your best to make an educated decision. And if it doesn't work out based on how you thought it would, then pivot. Make another direction forward. So nice to be back on the bike. Well, thanks everyone. As always, I enjoy us riding together as we go out to do either a long ride, a quick ride like this one, or a nice destination road trip. Alright everyone, you all take care. I hope you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, and a lot of you aren't subscribers, would love it if you just click that subscribe button. It'll really help me a lot. It actually, it's good to know that people are subscribing to watch the content that takes hours to put together, which I have to earn that to make sure I'm putting good content together, but I would appreciate it. Y'all take care and stay safe. Look at these steaks. They're coming out good. Here we go. Just set it right on top. Then let them rest for 10 minutes and you're good to go.